ठीक है, मैं स्क्रीन में दिखाऊंगा। एंड 5 मिनट दो, देखते हैं कितने लोग आते हैं। देन वी विल स्टार्ट विद बेसिक्स। क्वेश्चन जो भी है यू कैन पुट इट। ठीक है, बताओ मुझको, वॉइस चैनल में बताओ, अगर यहाँ पे टाइप करना है तो टाइप कर सकते हो। विल गिव टिल अनदर 2 मिनट्स ऑन दिस। मैं स्क्रीन भी शेयर करूँगा। तो तुम्हारे जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं, लाइक बेसिक टू बेसिक, यू कैन आस्क मी। ठीक है, तो मैं दोनों इंग्लिश हिंदी में बोलूँगा, सो दैट पीपल कैन अंडरस्टैंड। ठीक है, मुझको जब तक हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, क्रिश तुम अपना थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड बताओ कि कब से ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हो, क्या क्या कर रहे हो, अभी स्टार्ट किया है। हेलो क्रिश। हाँ, जब तक, हाँ। ओके। अच्छा, तुम वर्क करते हो? अच्छा, स्टूडेंट हो कि मतलब वर्किंग थे कि? अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा। हाँ, अच्छा। तो कैसा जाता था उसमें? सक्सेसफुल रहते थे कि लॉस होता? हाँ, अच्छा, अच्छा। माइंड मैनेजमेंट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट। अच्छा, मैं हम 6:35 हो गए, स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, 3-4 लोग आ गए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि जो ट्रेडिंग है, ट्रेडिंग इज अ यू हैव टू ट्रीट इट लाइक अ बिजनेस। ठीक है, वेदर यू आर डूइंग इट पार्ट टाइम और फुल टाइम, ये ये समझ लो कि ऐसा है कि अगर बिजनेस कैसे चलाते हैं, इवन इफ यू आर डूइंग अ फुल टाइम जॉब, आपको बिजनेस चला सकते हो। जैसे कि कोई हाउस वाइफ होगी तो दे कैन कुछ सिलाई का काम चला सकते हैं। इफ समबडी इज सेलिंग इंश्योरेंस, वो पार्ट टाइम कुछ एफडी वगैरह भी भेज सकता है। तो यू हैव टू हैव अ प्लान वाइल ट्रेडिंग ऑल्सो। तो आपको जब ऐसा नहीं होता है कि सुबह में आप आए और ट्रेडिंग डेस्क के सामने बैठ गए और जो मिला वहाँ पे आप ट्रेड करना स्टार्ट कर दिए। सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि यू हैव टू हैव अ प्लान वाइल डूइंग अ ट्रेडिंग। तो आपको थोड़ा बहुत एनालिसिस प्रीवियस डे करना पड़ता है। नाउ स्पेसिफिकली जब बोलते हैं, जैसे मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा था हिस्ट्री, कि इफ़ यू हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड न्यू, मैं सबको सजेस्ट करता हूँ कि आपको शायद बुक्स पढ़ने की आदत होगी नहीं होगी आपको, रादर देन आप यूट्यूबर, कोई भी यूट्यूबर हो कि कुछ हो, कोई स्कैमर हो, उसके वीडियोस में सब्सक्राइब करने से अच्छा है कि आप एक दो अच्छे बुक्स पढ़ें। ठीक है, तो वो आपको थोड़ा बहुत क्लैरिटी देता है। तो ज़्यादातर इंग्लिश के ही बुक्स, मैंने कि फॉरेन ऑथर्स, वहाँ पे ट्रेडिंग 100 साल से ज़्यादा चल रहा है तो वही अच्छे होते हैं। ठीक है, तो मैं अभी स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस लेता हूँ। तो आई विल स्टार्ट विद क्रिश। तो तुम्हारे क्या क्वेश्चन है मुझको बोलो, मैं उसका आंसर करता हूँ। हेलो क्रिश। हाँ, तुम्हारे क्वेश्चंस क्या है मुझको बोलो। हाँ, हाँ, हाँ। अच्छा, तो हाँ ठीक है, मैं बताता हूँ। अभी तक डेटा आया नहीं है, इसलिए मैं सोच रहा था कि मैं डेटा के साथ ही बताता, बट एनीवेज। मेरी स्क्रीन दिख रहा है तो थम्स अप की कुछ दे दो। तो यहाँ पे इफ यू गो हियर एनएससी इंडिया ऑल रिपोर्ट्स डेरिवेटिव्स में, तो यहाँ पे अभी ये है आज के दिन का, बट अभी आपका रिपोर्ट आया नहीं है। आई वुड यूजुअली टेक द रिपोर्ट दिस एफ एन ओ पार्टिसिपेंट वाइज ओपन इंटरेस्ट रिपोर्ट। ठीक है, तो इसको मैं अगर डाउनलोड करता हूँ एंड सपोज मैंने इसको सेव कर दिया, ये ऑलरेडी मेरे पास सेव्ड है। तो अभी मैं दिखाता हूँ कि मेरे पास सेव्ड डेटा क्या है। मैं उधर लेके आता हूँ। ये कल का डेटा है, ठीक है। अभी ये कल डेटा जो आता है इस फॉर्मेट में है। अगर किसी को कुछ समझ में नहीं आए तो जस्ट मैसेज में डालो, नहीं तो मुझको रोक दो। ये फाइल आता है, ठीक है। अभी ये कैश का डॉक्यूमेंट डेटा नहीं है, दिस इज ओनली डेरिवेटिव्स। अभी कैश में क्या होता है, पीपल टेक लॉन्ग टर्म पोजिशंस एंड सबको स्क्रीन दिख रहा है। प्लीज एटलीस्ट कोई एक हाँ कि ना बोल दो। अच्छा, ये इसका एक्सेल दिख रहा है ना। हाँ, तो ये क्लाइंट टाइप क्या होता है, क्लाइंट टाइप चार होता है, क्लाइंट डी आई एफ आई एंड प्रो। क्लाइंट मतलब होता है जो भी ब्रोकरेज हाउस का, जो भी जीरोदा हो, शेर खान, उसके जो भी कोई भी क्लाइंट हो, छोटा से छोटा क्लाइंट, बड़ा से बड़ा क्लाइंट। तो इवन राकेश झुंझुनवाला किसी ब्रोकरेज हाउस का क्लाइंट है, ठीक है। तो ये क्लाइंट डी आई आई मतलब इंस्टीट्यूशनल्स, डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशनल्स, फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल एंड ब्रोकरेज हाउसेस के प्रॉप डेस्क। अभी वो इंडेक्स में फ्यूचर इंडेक्स मतलब बैंक निफ्टी या निफ्टी में इन्होंने फ्यूचर्स में कितना लॉन्ग पोजीशन लिया है, फ्यूचर्स में कितना शॉर्ट पोजीशन लिया है, स्टॉक्स में कितना के फ्यूचर में कितना लॉन्ग और शॉर्ट लिया है, और इंडेक्स के कॉल में लॉन्ग, कॉल में शॉर्ट, फिर उसी तरह बैंक निफ्टी निफ्टी जो इंडेक्स बोलते हैं उसमें पुट में लॉन्ग और शॉर्ट कितना लिया है, ये डेटा इसमें आता है। ठीक है, अब मैं क्या करता हूँ, मैं ये डेटा लेके पहली बात ये एक फाइल बनाता हूँ मैं। ठीक है, अभी ये 19th का जब फाइल बना नहीं है तो मैं सॉरी 20th का फाइल बना है, 19th का बना रहा हूँ। तो मैं जस्ट यहाँ पे डेटा पंच कर देता हूँ लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट। तो इसका जो भी डिफरेंस रहेगा ना, भी क्या है, दीज आर ऑल लॉन्ग्स मतलब ऑल द जिन्होंने लॉन्ग्स लिया है, जो जिन्होंने फ्यूचर को बाई किया है, जिन्होंने फ्यूचर को शॉर्ट किया है, सेल किया है, उसका डिफरेंस मेरे पास आ जाता है। ठीक है, जस्ट जैसा प्लस माइनस। तो अगर शॉर्ट इज मोर देन लॉन्ग, ऑब्वियसली वो बेरिश हो गया, क्योंकि बेरिश साइन बताता है। सिमिलरली डी आई एस एफ आई एंड प्रो, तो ये यहाँ पे बताता है जैसे कल के डेटा के हिसाब से ऑन तुम्हारा ऑन इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स, ये क्लाइंट और डी आई बेरिश थे, एफ आई एंड प्रो बुलिश थे, मतलब नेट उन्होंने बाइंग किया। सिमिलरली इंडेक्स के कॉल्स में उन्होंने कितने लोगों ने कॉल लिया, कितने लोगों ने शॉर्ट किया, मतलब कितने लोगों ने कॉल को बाई किया, कितने लोगों ने कॉल को राइट किया है। तो अमंग क्लाइंट्स वी सी नेट बुलिश है एंड प्रॉप डेस्क नेट नेगेटिव है। इसी तरह पुट्स में नेट हम देख रहे हैं एंड स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स में हम देख रहे हैं। नो व्हाई वी डू दिस, बिकॉज हमको पता करना है कि ये जो चारों डेस्क है, चारों पार्टिसिपेंट टाइप है, ये कहाँ पे उनका नेट पोजीशंस क्या बता रहे हैं। अभी ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अगर हम नोटिस करें कॉल शॉर्ट में कि ये क्या अपनी स्थिति बताती है, मनी कहाँ से कहाँ पर फ्लो हो रहा है। So that is all that we need to know over a period of time कि ये over a period of time is FII becoming more and more bullish, is the client becoming more and more bearish, ये हमको पता करना है अभी। काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि हम लोगों को मालूम नहीं होता है कि डेटा को कैसे रीड करें। तो दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द वे ऑफ रीडिंग द डेटा कि हमको एक दो दिन का टुडे वन डे एंड टुडे अगो का डेटा हम लोग लेते हैं एंड वी डू अ समरी। तो मैंने बेसिकली लिया है कि नेट मैंने लिया है कि अगर इन सब का एडिशन अगर पॉजिटिव रहा तो ये बुलिश होगा, अगर नेगेटिव रहा तो ये बेयरिश होगा। तो इस तरह से मैं अब देन फिर फाइनल में देता हूँ कि अगर दो बेयरिश है दो बुलिश है तो देन न्यूट्रल होगा, और दो अगर ज़्यादा बेयरिश है तो ये रहेगा। तो DIA इज अ नेट बेयरिश। तो यही मेरा बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड लर्निंग ऑफ FI डेटा है। इसको अगर हम लॉन्ग टर्म अगर हम लोग खींचे, मैंने हम लोग अगर ये डेटा मैं काफ़ी दिनों से ले रहा हूँ बट नॉट इन दिस फॉर्मेट, मैंने ये फॉर्मेट अभी रिसेंटली शुरू किया है। ये अगर ये इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोग एक दो महीने खींचे तो हमको पता चलेगा कि धीरे धीरे अगर एक ग्राफ बनाए हमें पता चलेगा कि मनी कहाँ से फ्लो हो रहा है कहाँ से नहीं आ रहा है। जैसे कि मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ। यस, एनीबॉडी हैज अ क्वेश्चन? जैसे मैं एक और डेटा बनाता हूँ। ये बैंक निफ्टी का है और निफ्टी का। So this data I have been keeping since July, okay, and मैं बाकी को हाइड कर देता हूँ। देखो it will be a long data for me to अब यहाँ पे मैं अनहाइड करूँगा तो काफ़ी हो जाएगा। तो फ्रॉम मीट टू प्रॉफिट मैंने कुछ एक्सेस कम रखे हैं। डेफिनेट करूँगा, मैं भी नहीं सुन पाऊँगा। शुभम को म्यूट करना पड़ेगा। शुभम बैड बॉय, म्यूट नहीं किया था तुमने। हाँ, इफ यू सी दिस एक्सेल में ये हर टाइम दिखाता हूँ। एनीवेज ये यहाँ पे मैंने जून से लिया है डेटा। आई हैव मेंटेन दिस डेटा फॉर ऑप्शंस ओनली कि क्लाइंट DIA कैसे हैं। तो इफ़ यू फॉर एग्जांपल आई ओनली चूज FII, तो ये मुझको बताता है जून से दे हैव बीन बियरिश, देन अगस्त में थोड़ा सा बुलिश हुआ था एक दिन ऑप्शंस में, देन लास्ट फ्यू डेज इन ऑप्शंस नेट मैं बता रहा हूँ, कॉल पुट सब लिख के दे हैव बिकम बुलिश। तो इसीलिए मैं बोलता था कि FII is bearish since long time एंड दैट्स वाई मैंने बताया था बीच में कमेंट्स में बताया था कि ये 5 नवंबर से 18 नवंबर 19 नवंबर को थोड़ा सा राइजेस हुए, ये FIIs के कारण हुए थे। ठीक है, दिस इज ऑप्शंस डेटा। नाउ सपोज आई वांट टू टेक क्लाइंट्स डेटा, यू विल सी दैट फ्रॉम जून ऑनवर्ड्स एंड नेट का भी वैल्यू आप ले सकते हैं, then you will see that from August onwards, in fact अब देखो how much then this is the net positions that they have open interest, how much their open interest had increased and they had rarely been bearish कुछ दिनों फिर वापस ये अभी यहाँ पे 20th का डेटा है नहीं इसलिए ब्लैंक दिखा रहा है। तो दिस इज what is there for my data collection. Then मैं मार्केट का डेटा भी रखता हूँ, ये अगस्त में शुरू किया है, विच टेल्स मी कि लाइक इट गिव मी, मैं यहाँ पे चार्ट भी ड्रॉ कर सकता हूँ, ड्रॉ नहीं करता कि ओपन हाई लो क्लोज क्या है, तो इट गिव मी अ गुड आइडिया. Anyways, this data can be taken from NSC, and but this data I maintain कि कौन से दो स्ट्राइक्स में हाईएस्ट कॉल एंड हाईएस्ट पुट है, एंड दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन another data that I take. ठीक है, दिस डेटा मैं लेता हूँ this can be taken intraday also. This tells me कि top 4 to 5 can get across all expiries, पुट में और कॉल में कौन से स्ट्राइक प्राइस में हाईएस्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट है, एंड इफ इट इज एटीएम देन वहाँ पे बाइंग चल रहा है, फार ओटीएम सॉरी फार ओटीएम देन यहाँ पे बाइंग चल रहा है, एंड एटीएम में सेलिंग चल रहा है. व्हाट आई हैव कम टू नो. तो इसी तरह मेरा ये डेटा बनता है. तो दिस डेटा I maintain on daily basis, which tells me कि from this data जो है वो 19th का डेटा मैं लेता हूँ, एंड आई एड दिस डेटा कि जो कौन से स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस में हाईएस्ट पुट एंड कॉल है, देन आई इनपुट कि यहाँ पे एफ आई है, बियरिश है तो एफ आई डी आई प्रो है. सो आई काइंड ऑफ नो कि जैसे पुट में हुआ तो पुट में ये यहाँ पे कॉल राइटिंग थी. हाँ, यहाँ पे पता चलेगा, और ऑल्सो ये भी पता चलेगा कि जैसे मैंने प्रीवियस इसमें मूवमेंट, हाँ मूवमेंट हो रहा है. हाँ, तो सपोज जैसे कि 17th को, जैसे अभी लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ जो फॉल हुआ, तो ये क्यों फॉल हुआ यहाँ पे, जैसे कि आई विल एंड इट इज ऑल बेस्ड ऑन योर इंटरप्रिटेशन. जैसे कि 17th में ऐसा था, 19th में फॉल हुआ, तो ये देन वी कैन. हाँ, मेरी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही, और जोर करना है, जोर से बोलो. अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है, मैं पास में नहीं, स्पीकर नहीं, मैं तो हेडफोन यूज़ कर रहा हूँ. जोर से बोलना है तो मैं जोर से बोलूँगा. अभी आवाज़ ठीक है. अच्छा, नहीं जिसको कृष का म्यूट कर दिया, मुकेश का म्यूट कर दिया, अभी सबका म्यूट हो गया. ठीक है, अभी आवाज़ आ रही है ठीक से. हाँ हाँ, ओके. वीडियो कोई ऑन नहीं करता तो मुझको पता भी नहीं चलता. हाँ, एनीथिंग दैट आई नीड टू रिपीट, टाइप कर दो, नहीं तो बता दो. एनीथिंग आई नीड टू रिपीट. हाँ, हाँ, Which one are you talking about? Which part? This is net. This is net. This net. This is net across all expiries. This data you're talking about, na? This data, right? Uh, this is across all expiries. No, this is not liquidity is in the current month, but this is not about liquidity. This is about the positions that they are carrying, buying and selling. So everything is like discounted in this. All right, like everything is featured in this. This is across all strike prices. Suppose, for example, I'm saying कि this is almost nearing the month end. Okay, so FI people take uh, might roll over their positions from today or Monday itself. Okay, so you might see some data reduce. So what is doing? System is calculating November, December, January, and like that. Okay, so if I uh, close 300 in November and open 300 in December, it's the same thing, right? So it's across all strike prices. It's giving me how many long index futures are there, and same for short. I close 300 short position and open 300 in December. Same thing, rolling it over. So that's the reason. There's no uh, issue about liquidity here. This is about what kind of or like how many contracts I am holding. That's all. Okay. So that is what I was saying कि जैसे कि हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे 12,900 में इनका पुट रेटिंग देखा तो आई मेंशन इट एट टाइम्स कि मुझको लगा कि जैसे कि 18 में गिरा तो मुझको लगा कि देयर माइट बी सम fall in that. So this is just based on interpretation. I collect the data and I interpret in a way. You might collect the data and you can interpret in another way. Okay. Suppose whenever I see some like I told last time around, I see anything peculiar. Ki, last Friday, I think this was the 13th. Ki DI and Pro had done call rating in 12,700. So this was against the norm. So मुझको लगा कि something might happen on Friday and sorry on next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you saw what happened. So even today, I've not done it, but so something similar might happen. So this is what I think I have answered Krish's doubt कि क्या हो रहा था. They pretty I have put it there कि मैं क्या करता हूँ so that people can see and those who want to like this is the way I record on my data on regular basis at EOD and I use the option chain in that way itself because during the day so it is going to be very dynamic. So I know that in certain ways that this is how the positions are there at end of day and I've told that key I just see the premium decays that is happening on these strike prices. Mostly I check these 4 5 strike prices and उसके basis में I take my call on price action जैसे होता है. ठीक है Krish? Anybody else has any question? You can ask any questions. हाँ. Mm. Yeah, on expiry day, it will be closed. It's not as if they have to, it will be closed. Okay. See, for example, I'll tell you why the rollover is done. If I, whether I take December, January, it is irrespective of that. I suppose I had a view that Nifty will touch 12,000. Nifty has gone up to 13,000, almost 13,000. Now I have a view that Nifty will touch, say, uh, 11,000 by January. Okay, but I don't know whether it will. So I don't know whether I want to wait till January. So I take a contract of December. Okay, I take suppose 11,000 P or something like that. Take or maybe I take a P. I sell the Nifty futures and I hold it. Okay, and market is for. Okay, I'll repeat it. Nifty futures I'm talking about. Okay, I have a view that it will be less than 12,000 in in December, January. Okay, so I sell Nifty futures. There's no options here, so I sell Nifty futures. Okay, and I'm a big guy. Okay, I'm a institution. I have maybe sold 50 lots, 60 lots, 70 lots, something like that. Okay, now I'm profitable. Okay, now I want to be in that profitable zone. So what I do, I roll over whatever profits I earn. I again buy another contract for December or January, like that. So you are in profitable position. So I just move the contract from December, November month to December month. That's all. And I keep on uh, being in profitable margin. Okay. Did you? Am I? Was I able to convince you? Or you have any doubt? Hmm. See, you can. Huh? Huh? So are you specifically talking about FIIs? Is it? Uh, 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 hmm. Hmm. Yes. Hmm, hmm. Okay, now I will introduce the term hedge here. Okay. Now, okay, you would have heard Vivek Bhai and a lot of people talk about hedge. Uh, you understand that futures and options are derivatives. Okay, derivatives of what? Yeah, tell me, derivatives of what? You you understand what derivatives means? What derivatives of what? What do you mean by derivatives? Tell me what is uh, Nifty. The Nifty futures derives its value from Nifty. Okay, Now Nifty is consisting of 50 stocks. Okay. Now suppose I uh, in the market, the future, before futures there was something called forward contracts. Okay. Now if we go back into the history, we find that I'll tell you a small story that uh, uh, Nifty future, like just like futures, in old time what would happen is, suppose there is a farmer. Okay, and farmer wants to fix his uh, the sell value of his crop. Okay, then he makes a contract with say a dealer, says ki the crop that I am going to grow, wheat or soybean or anything like that, I want that I know that it will be a good crop, there's going to be a farming season, that I should be able to sell it for say 100 rupees per quintal or 1000 rupees per quintal. Okay, and similarly a dealer would do a deal with the farmer saying ki, see, that is buying a contract, like a buying a future contract. Okay, so a holder of that contract has a doesn't have any obligation, he has a right. Same for futures here. Now coming back here, uh, why does an FII buy a future or buy options? Pure question. Huh. No, no. Now, future in the sense that there is no contract. If a future means it's a contract, okay, and options and everything is again derived from futures and stuff like that. Everything is derivative of everything. In futures, again, it's a contract. Okay, so just like a contract, there it's between two parties. Okay, IN and RF will be two parties. I sell a future, you buy a future, you have the right to take that like uh, you have a right to use that contract or not. As simple as that. Okay, so suppose now you say, I'll take example A and B. A has bought a contract of futures from B. Okay, saying that I will sell Reliance. I will buy a Reliance contract at a premium of say 10 rupees to buy at 1700. Okay, or 1900 or whatever on December or whatever, December last Thursday. Now B sells to him saying ki there is no way the price is going to be 1900 or whatever the price. Okay, so I will take that 10 rupees and suppose now the price is more than say price is 2000 rupees. Okay, do you still want to buy that those things? Do you want to buy the contract, buy Reliance at a higher price? Obviously not. So you will say, no, I have paid the 10 rupees, I am not going to buy it. So that is futures. Okay. Same for options. Options, in options you do a specific thing. You say ki, I will buy at this date, at this date, and this date, whatever. Okay, in futures you say ki, I am buying a contract at this date. So it just simplifies the thing. Now, okay. Now when it's a hedged product and when you see uh, any participant like FI buying something, okay, and it's basically means that he is doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean he is bullish. You have to look at what he is buying in calls, what he is buying in puts, and what he is buying in stocks also. Okay, okay. Then what happens at a lot of times is that, and what is buying in cash also. Okay, now cash, when you buy in cash, you buy in cash when you have a long term view. Okay, suppose I bought Reliance, I have a long term view on Reliance, I took a delivery, I did it, it's not an intraday transactions. What happens in futures and options is that the view is always month to month. Okay, and I uh, buy a contract so that I can suppose I have an opposite view on some other um, entity, then I buy this thing so that I can hedge my losses on some other contracts that I have. So whenever we are seeing this, we have to see where the money is flowing. The most important thing part of this Excel is that you should obviously look at on daily basis, but you should look at a regular basis and see how the money is flowing. Whether now the clients are net negative in here, but do you think they were net negative, say at the beginning of November, or when Nifty was making its highs? So this is say you take the participant data of this period or this period. Okay, you take the data and see, and then you put it in this Excel. Key, what is happening? I'm not saying go too far, but start from November beginning or start from October and see how this data has changed over a period of time. Where were they bearish or bullish during November beginning period, during October when market was opening? Was what was FI doing that time? What was prop desk doing? What was DI doing? Now DI, you're saying they are bearish. While what does it mean? That they have propped up the market enough. Now they are trying to profiteer out of it. Okay. I hope I've answered all your questions on this RF. Any questions from anybody else? Anybody else? Acha, how many people are doing option selling? Ashish said one question: how to hedge option with future? Okay. Uh, want to do future, but Ashish has gone away. Okay, Ashish has put up a question. He's asking why, how to hedge option with futures. That depends on what kind of trade you take. Suppose you take a trade where uh, if you have bought options, then you can sell futures. Okay. If you are like if you have depends on your bullish or bearish. I'm not saying bought, bullish or bearish view. Suppose you have you're bullish. That means you have either bought calls or you have shorted puts. Then you can sell futures. And if you have are bearish and you have bought puts or sold calls, then you can uh, buy futures. That's the way you can hedge. That is the only way you can hedge with futures. But obviously, when you hedge with futures, your uh, margin requirement is quite high, and that's why people choose to go with options. Option buying, the premium is low. Okay, and if there are any no more questions, I'll tell you one story that why option selling is like a business. This I've read from one of the books about option selling. It's like uh, suppose now some people may or may not know about you know uh, you know ice like in uh, cold parts you have the lakes are frozen, and you have fishes that flow below that iced water. So suppose somebody has bought a lodge there and starts a business, and he says that and he starts a business saying that anybody who comes here and picks up even one fish, I will pay them 1,000 rupees. Okay. And if you cannot, like, this is a challenge for them. And if you cannot take out the fish in whatever time you take, you have to pay me 3,000 rupees. Okay. Now, the lure here is that if you per fish you can get 1,000 rupees, and there is only one time charge of 3,000 rupees uh, if you cannot catch the fish. Now this is how it is like an option buying की तरह and option selling की तरह कैसा है कि in option selling you take a premium and you say कि if uh, if the particular strike price doesn't come, it doesn't become ATM, I get to keep that premium. So what happens is, and option buyer, what he thinks कि oh no, it's an easy money. I will pay a premium. The maximum loss क्या होगा? मुझको 3,000 रुपए का loss होगा. But if I win, I can win multiple. Uh, like I can have a multi-bagger kind of thing. But what happens is that for a option buyer to have an advantage, he has to hit that target. Like in this case of fish fishing, one he has to dig that ice. Okay, dig, but ice is pretty much shallow. He can still dig it, and then he expects the fish to catch his hook and then come out for them to win. So the business owner here is sure that since he has made this business so lucrative, people are going to get attracted. They will think, oh, 1,000 rupees per fish. It's very attractive notion. Let's go for it, and they will keep on coming. So he attracts business and keeps on earning from the people that who come here. It's like something like a gambler, but here. He is sure sir that when people come here, they will keep on giving him the money, and of course maybe 1 out of 10 will get one fish, maybe will get two fish, so you will have to dole out 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees to those people. So this is how an option seller wins, that it's a business. It might be short business, it may not be very attractive. The business manager has to pay some fees, cost. There will be some cost, there will be some margins that he has to pay, that building like, say, making an attractive place, people for people to come and stay. But at the end of the day, what happens is that he's drawing people, one or two people. If they end up catching fish, they will say, "Oh, good things about them." So he has to dole out some payment back to them. And at the end of the day, if 10 people are coming, he is earning 30,000 rupees. So over a period of time, on a month basis, say he's doing it for 25 days, that is 30 into 25, so which is close to 1.5 lakh rupees. And then that will go on for years, and people will come, some cost will go out, and most of the people will say, oh, this was a nice adventure, we enjoyed a nice time in the ice trying to fish, but none of them will complain, even though they are losing money constantly. So this is one example I remembered from this book about why option selling is lucrative, even though it might be costly in the beginning. Those who are doing option selling should uh, treat it like a business. Trading is like a business, but option selling more so should be treated like a business. And you have to do it consistently over a long period of time to earn good money out of it. And once you start earning, you can use that capital to put even more, get even more margins and do even more trading. So maybe initially you will do intraday. Once you have enough capital, you can do positional and swing trading, which will and depending on the market condition, it will obviously benefit you, because For a option buyer, he has to get that one condition. He has to get that strike price. But for an option seller, uh, only thing he has to ensure is that that strike price is not reached. That you do not. So you have to ensure that you place uh, your if you're hedging it, that your call rating and put rating is kept in it in a safe distance, that your price does not reach there. तो यही मुझको कहना था कि ऐसे ही ऑप्शन सेलिंग एंड ऑप्शन बायर्स की स्टडी होती है. So I hope you like this anecdote about option selling and how it is a business. So it's 9:18. If you do not have any questions, I will close this chat. Anybody has any questions? All right, since it doesn't seem anybody has any questions, and I think I will wrap up for the day. So thank you for coming, and those who are staying here till end, Krish, Milind, Nitesh, RF, Rodra. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. If you have any more questions, just put it on the channel, and you can always. I'll keep on opening this channel every evening from now on, and people have any questions, they want to go through the screens and everything, I will show it to you. Okay, thanks a lot. Ha 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 ha. Go ahead, go ahead. Yes, option selling. Ha, option selling. Just see the screen. I'm going into Amazon. You can download these things. This one, you can download the soft copy of it. It is quite expensive in a hard copy. Complete guide. You're seeing this thing or not? Ah. No, 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 no. It is not. It is technical. It is technical. Like see, he talks about commodities, but the techniques he teaches us, the technique is in the later part. You have to finish the book. There's a couple of techniques. He talks about two techniques in that. Uh, so, and why options? I use the example from James Cordier's book only. This one is good, and you can read Ashwini Gujral's book also. Ashwini Gujral's book, this one. See, I do not endorse the person or anything, but his book on how to make money in derivatives is good. You can read it. Okay? Uh, and there are actually a lot of books, but if you want even more books, if you have read all of this, I'll tell it to you later on, because I have many soft copies. I have many books, but only thing is that whether to endorse it at this stage or not, I don't know, because uh, people usually, end up getting confused. I have advised Albrooks to someone, but that person is now getting confused. So I've said, "Yeah, okay, let it be." So some people are more interested in reading story books. So what can I do? That person knows who it is. See, I would say that since people are learning basics, then they should first uh, go to Zerodha. uh, the Zerodha Varsity, you can go through all these modules. Okay, these are good for options. Explaining it on a very basic level. Okay, and I'm not saying you have to, learn theta, vita, and all these things. Okay. Even if you start with a simple like bull call spread or straddle or strangle, it is good. Only thing and this is my honest opinion, is that people, if they are starting their trading career, they should spend at least couple of months so that they don't make big losses in improving their basics. They should understand the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis, okay, what futures trading is all about. Price action. Okay, price action for me, Albooks is the best. Uh, if you start with the basics books, and then later on you can move on to these option books, that will be good. And before you put like यहाँ पे होगा, there'll be a lot of people who are like, you know have small capital, so start with doing paper trading. Okay, uh, paper trading, I would say minimum of 1 to 2 months. You can do Upstra, you can do Sensible, you can do whatever. I am not recommending any sites. I'm just saying do paper trading so that your strategy should become strong. Okay, you should not go and, as I said in the very beginning, you should have a trade plan. Trade plan is important because without, so like when you go into the market on a before the trading bell, your trade plan should be there कि मुझको क्या करना है. uh, that's why I have all these data and everything. Okay, and this data is not for, uh, I hope everyone can hear me. This, like, if you even read these things, they have given certain systems. Ki, uh, data plan is very important. Like, ki, what should I do? So do not like, anyways, SEBI is restricting the number of trades you can place. So it's always, it's in a way good that you should go with a trade plan. You should do maximum 1 or 2 trades in a day if you're doing intraday. If you are doing swing trading, if you're doing positional trade, do it on a hourly chart, daily charts. uh, do your research and then only put the trade. Do not get influenced by the noises that is happening in the market. Noises in the sense ki, suddenly gap up will be there, gap down, because if you see in a 5 minute chart, it will get confused. Your trade should be based on logic, and you should not get worried कि क्या होगा. You should maintain a journal. Those people who are listening to me, maintain a journal. Whenever you put a trade, write it down. No, not on an Excel, not in yeah. Have a book. See, I have diaries and everything. I have something called market journal here. I have a trade journal here. I maintain files. I maintain the key, why I have taken trade and everything. So I maintain it on regular basis. Ki why I have taken a trade, why this trade was taken. Even if it fails, mention the reasons for your failure, and these will help you in your long term goals. Okay. At end of the day, your objective is to make money, but more important than making money here is risk management. If you manage your risk and not lose your capital, then only you can make more capital out of that capital. Okay? Any more questions? Okay, then thanks all of you. I will end the meeting here. Okay, and we'll again see you guys later on.